We're live. Awesome. So today is it's the second interview of today. Since last week, I've just been interviewing all of the amazing women who are going to be speaking. I'm very grateful that they're coming to speak on my summit, which starts on Monday. So it's called Take on the World, ladies. And I should say now, it's not just for women. We aimed it at women, thinking a lot of the stuff that we do would probably be more interesting for women. But actually, the more I speak to the speakers, the more it's not just. So men are welcome too. And there'll be a link up there that will have, it will go to Jade's speaker profile to find out a little bit more about her, about what she does, what she's going to be doing on the summit, and all her social media platforms. And if you want to email, if you have any questions, you can email her. And obviously, more importantly, you can book a ticket for the summit. So let's start. So Jade, explain who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Jade Locke. I am an educator by profession. I've been a teacher for 20 long years in my life.
20 years.
Yes. Half of my life I've been teaching preschools to professionals from different countries, different nationalities.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am a wife, a mother, and homeschooling my baby. He is 2 years old, a digital entrepreneur, and yeah.
Awesome. So what made you want to become a teacher in the first place?
Well, I think there was no option for me then. There are circumstances in my life that drove me into that career, into that field. When I was young, I really wanted to become a lawyer and a doctor.
Right. So is that what sparked your interest in health?
Yes, it is. But now I did not really regret that I became a teacher because, teachers are the makers of the doctors, the engineers, the lawyers. So here we go.
Absolutely. It's an amazing profession. And I bet there are thousands of women out there who are pulling their hair out right now because they now understand what an amazing job you do. I should do it like that. It's unnatural. I'm going away from you. What a job you do, because they have now been put in a position where they're having to homeschool their children.
Exactly.
It's not their thing, right? And it's I think people are, when we go back or when the kids go back to school, I think people are going to have a far bigger appreciation for what actually you do. So you've got one little boy, is that right?
Yes, one little boy. He is a rascal. He is 25 months old.
Wow. And so are you going to homeschool him, or?
Yes, here's the reason why I gave up going to school as a school teacher, because I really want to focus on him. We've noticed and observed and discovered that he is really smart. When he was 15 months old, he started reading already. He started reading before speaking. So we thought that he's really smart, and so I want to focus on him. I want to really teach him personally and to develop his skills, his talents, and his support his intelligence.
Wow. I'll take my hat off to you, because I've said this before. There was a lady who's an education strategist, and I said, I'm, as much as I did dip in the beginning of this lockdown, oh my goodness, I don't think I would have coped if I'd had two children that had to homeschool, because thankfully my girls are a little bit older, although they don't get out of bed, which means I can do almost a whole day's work. No, actually they're up already, but still a bit late.
Yeah, not all the people could be a teacher, because it takes a lot of passion. It takes heart, because teaching is giving your heart, actually. Not
Absolutely.
only your mind, not only your brain.
And you've got to have patience with children. See, I'm used to
Exactly.
teaching adults, which is easy because they tend to do as you say. In a
Yeah.
environment. Whereas, but anyway, that's not really what you're going to be sharing with on the summit, is it? So what was why are you so passionate about people's health?
Health is very important. I will be talking about water, changing your water, changing your life during the summit. I've just really realized that water is very important in our body, and of course, health is wealth, right? A lot of people now are into health, into nutrition, keto, which I did, which well, I am still doing. Uh, Health is very important, but they did realize that water is very important as well, which is even 70% of our body is water.
Yes.
So that's how important it is. But sometimes it is mislooked and not really giving importance by most of the people. So I know also it did a lot for me. Of course, I have to speak for myself. My experience, your experience is your best testimony. And when we changed our water, it did a lot to me. Like before, I had lots of pimples on my face, so much. So I became so desperate for cure. I was so insecure. My self-esteem really went down. And I spent so much. You wouldn't believe how much I spent just to get rid of all the acne and pimples on my face.
Right.
Different doctors.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, and at this time, I mean that's what the summit is. Look good and feel amazing even in lockdown, because how we, it's not just that superficial thing. It goes deeper because how we think and feel about ourselves has a knock-on effect to what we do. And
Exactly.
have you found that? Since lockdown, I mean, you said it just there, health is wealth. I mean, it is the new wealth. I think people realize now when they're sat in their homes, it doesn't matter what car you drive because you're not driving anywhere for starters. You've got an expensive car parked out on the road or on the drive. It's unimportant. It really has this pandemic has sort of leveled the playing field. People have realized we're all the same. And the only thing we really have any kind of control over is our own health. So
exactly.
I feel that more and more people since lockdown are thinking, maybe I should look after myself a little bit more.
Yes, exactly. We really have to look at ourselves, not only our health, mind, body, and soul.
Absolutely. So I know you're going to be sharing more. It sounds so simplistic, but honestly, guys, there is so much to this. And also there's sort of environmental issues as well, because I do have to, just reaching around for it, I haven't got it here. I have to admit, I was definitely a plastic
Oh dear.
I would
the people.
get bottles of water because I used to think, well, I need, the 1.5 litre bottle of water, and then I know how much I've drunk. And it's only since fairly recently, I suppose the last 3 months, that I've switched. And so I just have a normal filter. But I know what you're going to be sharing is more about the alkalinity, can hardly say it, of the water and how it affects your body. So is there anything that you can share with people a little bit about that?
Yes, alkaline is very important. To alkaline our body is to cleanse our body. We take our body like aquarium, right? There are a lot of toxins. The food that we eat, we sometimes we are not aware of what is inside of our food, what are the ingredients, what are the effects in our body, and so we have to clean our body as well as water. We do not know what is in the water, even in the tap, in the bottled water. We are not really that concerned about water. Maybe only the food.
Years ago,
Yes.
we used to, I mean, I think I switched to bottled water more because, I was concerned about what was in the tap. I didn't like the idea of fluoride, and, I didn't really, you just think, don't trust that. And, I don't know whether that's the reason people switch to bottled water, but now we realise actually half the bottled water isn't any better, is it? And in fact, it's worse.
Yes, I will touch that on my talk.
Oh, okay. Well, save that for later. Yes. So it is. Obviously, it is the number one important thing of your body, because we are, like you said, over 70% water. But do you feel, in fact, I've got a book. I can't remember what it's called. And it was basically trying to say that pretty much every ailment can be traced back to so many people are not having enough water. That
Correct.
How much do you drink in a day? Do you find that when you worked with clients that they're actually surprised at how much? Yeah.
Actually, in a normal adult, we have to drink like 2.9 liters in a day. It depends how many kilos you are. Yeah. If you are so big, then you need to drink a lot of water, because it depends how many kilos you are, how many fats you are, because it's our cells. Water is 70% of our body. So if you're big,
yes,
so how many fluid you need to intake in a day? Even me, I really confess that I wasn't really a water drinker. I really have to put something, because I feel like stomach ache or something in my tummy, and I just drink like 2 glasses a day. But now it's different. Maybe because the alkaline water have different taste, also, and it has a different effect on your body. So I can drink a lot, which give me good feeling and not really like feeling bloated. So I can drink a lot. And of course,
you've just said it there. Do you think that is more linked to, because you've seen or you felt the actual benefits from it? That's why you're going to do it. People, we can tell people what they should be doing, and some people are listening, some people, oh yeah, whatever. However, if they were to take then your advice and drink the water as you advise, and they felt the benefit for themselves, that's obviously going to make them stick to it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I really wish that I could give sample water to everybody.
so that they know.
Taste also, yeah. You can taste also, I didn't know, and it's okay. So everybody really, even especially during this time that we become so sluggish and so heavy and eat a lot, and how many water we drink also, right? This is the time really that we have to think of like cleansing our body, detoxifying our body, or even fasting. You're talking about intermittent fasting, because we're not really doing a lot of work and going out inside the house. So yeah, we can concentrate on that aspect.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I have found, well, for some, I'm sure for everybody it's different, but what I have found, and with my girls here, actually it's been easier to monitor, and what I've been getting from a lot of people, the positive thing that's, I think, is going to come out of this lockdown is, because we're in, people aren't maybe eating so many junk takeaway foods. They're having to make food themselves. So they're probably, some people are stress eating, so maybe eating the wrong things, and others have gone the other way and they're more focused on eating healthily, because for the first time they have time to actually prepare their food, and because they're indoors they can be more organized with how much water they are consuming. They're not in the pub or they're not in the coffee shops, because it's not about just fluid, is it? It's about pure water.
Yes.
Especially with you, it's about how alkaline it is. And I think, there is a lot of fear around because of this COVID-19, and we know that the better state our body is in if we were ever to come across any virus, not just COVID-19, our own immune system is more prepared to fight it, and you're going to have a much better recovery time than somebody maybe whose immune system isn't working to its optimum level, right?
Yes, exactly. Many of us also don't know that it's not only like our body from neck down, but it has a lot of benefits into our brain, which also we use to think, perceive things, our emotions and everything. We do not really think about that. We do not, we did not know that water has a huge effect into our brain, into our glands, into our pineal glands, which I will explain in my talk, and of course into our body. This time in lockdown, a lot of people get so depressed. This situation is getting into our mind.
Yeah.
So how we perceive it, how are we reacting to it? How's our emotional health? So water is not only for our physical health, but also our mental health and our emotional health.
Totally agree. Totally agree. That's brilliant. So, well, I'm really looking forward to hearing that too. I really feel that all of you ladies have just got, something so important to offer people, and especially in times like these when we are. I think everybody is starting to think, okay, just because we can't see what is going on the inside, it's having that, when we're aware and we have that knowledge, at least, then we can actually, that's the one thing that we can all take control over. We're all in control of how much water we drink and what we're eating. And I think whereas before, we can all get complacent and we're invincible, and maybe this has all made us think, maybe we could be doing things differently. And health, like you say, is the number one thing, right? And especially when you've got kids. So
exactly.
Absolutely. Well, I will leave you to go back to your homeschooling, your little boy. And I look forward to hearing your presentation next week. So guys, once again, if you haven't got your ticket, click on the link up there, and we shall see you on the summit. Any questions? There will be a chat underneath the presentation, so feel free to ask any questions. No question is too small, and we'll see you then.
Okay, bye-bye. See you. Bye.
There we go.